Today I'm going to share with you how we live off of one income in California with a family of five. California is the third state with the highest cost of living. We have expensive food, taxes, healthcare, gas. We can drive up to Oregon, which is where my family lives, and gas is almost $1 cheaper per gallon. Thanks, California, for making it so expensive to live here. So we've lived in California for the past 8 years, which means the past 7 years we have been living off of one income because 7 years ago I had my first child and I decided to stay home with my kids. Now, during those 7 years, we've paid off all of our consumer debt. We've built a 6-month emergency fund. We've bought a house and we've upgraded in cars. And we've had 3 babies as well. So my first and main important tip is budgeting. Budgeting is so important. This means a detailed budget. You have to track your expenses. You have to make every single month a new budget to see what is coming in and what is going out. And you have to tell your money where it goes instead of your money telling you, well, I left. It's important to set financial goals. So my husband and I sit down several times over the past years to see where we're at financially and to see where we're wanting to go as well. For a long time, it was paying off of all of our consumer debt. And then after that, it was building up our emergency fund for 6 months. So every month I would use the everydollar app, which is an amazing app. They have a free version and they have an upgraded version. I've always used the free version and I just love it. And it's gotten us through all of these years in our budgeting as well. So every single month I make a new budget, knowing how much income we're going to be getting and telling it where to go for our mortgage payment, our gas, our insurance, our food, our utilities. Every single thing is in there. Kids activities, piano lessons, kids supplies, anything that I'm needing, clothes for the kids, anything. Subscriptions, you have to be very specific with your budget as well. It is the most important part on living on one income and paying off debt and living well. Which leads me to my next tip, which is living below your means. Now, this means living with less than you actually make. Say you make $5,000 a month. Instead of spending $5,000 a month, you try to spend maybe $4,000 a month, and you're able to save or to pay off debt with that extra $1,000. By living below your means, that means canceling subscriptions maybe. That means cutting down on or cutting out eating out. It means to start meal planning. It means to even cut down on foods, eat on beans and rice and cheap foods. Another important tip is making sure that you are in housing that is affordable to you and your family. Obviously, that doesn't mean that you're going to get the biggest house in town and have the nicest things, but I'm going to tell you, our house is comfortable. It's cute. It's comfortable. We remodeled it. We bought a house that was very outdated, and luckily my husband is handy and I can paint walls, so that's helped. I recommend people having about 25% of their take-home income, and that should cover your housing expenses. So if you have an income of, let me make it easy on myself, $10,000 a month, okay? Your housing income should be around $2,500. And if you go over that, you're going to feel the stress of that as well. When I see that our consumer debt is gone and we have an emergency fund, I don't get anxious anymore. Like, I don't want to have to dip into the emergency fund, but it makes me feel more secure as well. And you can't imagine the stress that it takes off of a marriage as well when you have that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Now, we have 6 months because my husband is self-employed, and so the work is a little more unstable. So we decided to take the 6 month emergency fund, but you can do a 3 month if you have steady jobs. It's important to figure out what's important to you and your family. For us, it was for me to stay home and raise my kids. It was a hard decision for me. I had a great job. I was working as a corporate dietitian and I was making really good money. Like, our income was twice as much as it was when I quit. So it was a hard decision for me, but I always knew I wanted to stay home with my kids and raise them. But knowing that half of our income would be gone and not knowing if we could actually survive off of one income only in California, It was scary, but I'll tell you what, God definitely blessed, and we were able to do it with all of these tips that I'm giving you, with budgeting, with talking through it, with cutting out expenses, without eating out. We were able to do these things, and now we can live comfortably on one income. I hope that some of these tips have helped you. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and comment below. If you have something else that you would like to see, go ahead and comment as well. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell as well. See you guys.